Okay. I will wait for people to come in. Not looking at the screen right now, so if anybody's in here, I won't know it. Okay. Just getting a pop-out chat. I stream on one computer and then watch on another. Hi, Wendy. So that I can kind of see what you guys are seeing and how bad the lag is, because originally we thought there was no lag on YouTube, but in fact there is. Hi, Christy. So I can't tell really how long it is right now, but yeah, there is. Hi, Galena. You added this book to your cart this morning? I haven't done anything out of it, but I think I'm going to today. If Eileen doesn't show up and make me do something different, yeah, I will be playing out of this book. I bought it, let me see. I bought it at Hobby Lobby with a 40% off coupon, so it was, I only paid $11 for it. But I've had it. Oh, where'd they put the date on these stupid things? Hi, AJ. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Colleen. You walked 3 miles this morning? Oh, my God. You make me feel like a total slug. Okay, I got it on the 10th, so I've had it 17 days and have done nothing out of it yet. So I thought today is the day, unless Eileen hijacks this whole thing. Hi, Gail. Hi, Michelle. So yeah, I haven't watercolored. I haven't been doing anything. I did, if you follow me on Twitter, you saw my picture of my new paper cabinet. I've actually been organizing and trying to get rid of. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Zoe. You're 18. Yay, you. You're an adult. You can't get away with anything ever again, Zoe. So straighten up your act. Hi, Holly. Debbie. Oh, you saw the paper cabinet? Yeah, I like the paper cabinet. I'll pull it up on my phone for people who don't follow me on Twitter. I got a message. Hope it wasn't important. Oh, Amy's going to miss the first part of my stream, so save the best for last. Will do, Amy. Anyway, yeah, let me see if I can find the picture. But why does Twitter hate you, Wendy? Hi, Kathy. Happy Memorial Day to you. Hang on, went the wrong place. I am a little bit phone challenged. All right, here we go. Here's some, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Can you see that? It's not very big. It won't go like that. Oh, well, yes, it will. Now you can see it a little better. But I had paper, it seemed like all over this damn house. Hi, Debbie. And it would annoy me because I'd have to stop and think, okay, where do I keep the Tomoe River paper? Where do I keep this? Where do I keep that? And I thought, you dumbass, why don't you get all your paper in one location? So I had to like move a bunch of stuff because I had my acrylic paints down there. I had all my mediums down there. So I had to move those and find new homes for them because I wanted the shelf on my books shelf for actual books, right? So yeah, there's been a lot of moving and shaking going on around here. But I didn't get rid of near as much as I should have or wanted to. Maybe I'm just Twitter and can't figure out how to make it work. You know, when you first start Twitter, I will agree that there's just, Yeah, there's just something about it that's very annoying. Um, but then after you get the hang of it and start following the people you want to follow, and I follow not just art people, like a lot of different people, you know, either people I watch on YouTube, news people, just, yeah, a lot of political junk. Um, and I agree with Debbie. The disjointed conversation is a little frustrating at first until you learn to click on it so you can see all the comments. Because otherwise, yeah, it's just like, what the heck? And you guys have been hearing about the weather in Oklahoma. You guys, it's so bad down here. I can't even begin to tell you. Um, every place is flooded. And so if you ever hear me complain, um, yeah, slap me upside the head, because there's so many people in Oklahoma that are suffering right now that are literally flooded. Like their house is flooded up to the roof. We're not talking a little bit of water. We're talking entire houses flooded to the roof. And so this was my dock yesterday. And this is probably, I've only seen the water this high maybe one other time in 20 years. And we're getting more this week. Tomorrow they're saying we're going to get severe weather in the afternoon, evening again. Yeah, like I could swim to my dock, I suppose. Not that there's anything out there. We hadn't put the boat or anything in yet. And then the funnest picture I took was, you guys aren't going to be able to see this very good, but yeah, you can kind of see how messy the lake is. Look at the baby geese. We'll see how well that shows up. The little baby geese, it's not stopping them. There must have been, I don't know, 15, 20 geese in my backyard this morning. And they're so cute, and their parents are letting them kind of get away from them a little bit. Like last week, when I'd walk out when they were out there, mom and daddy would be like, get in the water, get in the water. Hi, CB. Now today, they're letting the babies wander a little bit more. And so this morning when I went out, they were just like, okay, you belong here. We've seen you before. We're good. They are little poop machines. OMG. If they ever came up close to the house, I'd have to chase them off. But they pretty much stay down close to the water. And then pretty soon, like when they start getting their colors, you won't know which are the adults and which are the babies anymore. Hi, Christine. Hi, Kenny. So that's all my pictures I got to show you guys. So anyway, like I said, there was one thing I wanted to show. I have purchased nothing. Can you believe I have purchased nothing? But I did get a really nice picture from Dee Dee. This is the orchid that she painted. I don't know. It's been a couple weeks, I think, at least. So, Dee Dee, I know you're probably not here yet and may or may not watch the recording, but thank you. It really is beautiful. It really is. So, I need to get a journal of nothing but Dee Dee art. I have quite a bit of it now. But I wish I could paint as effortlessly as she does. So, thank you, Dee Dee. And then Dee Dee also said, we were yakking the other day. It is a beautiful gift from Dee Dee, and I love it. She was swatching this morning, but I don't remember what she was doing the other day. And she said, some of the ladies may not, maybe haven't seen the way you swatch. And I thought, well, I can't believe that. But she said, show your swatches next stream. So I'm going to show my swatches. This is just the Daniel Smith and the M. Graham, I think. Yeah. Yeah, these are just the Daniel Smith and the M. Graham. And I've kind of changed the way I've been doing it. I was doing it on little pieces like this. This is these are my luminance pencils. But I keep all my swatches on little like elastic rings like this, because I found that I'll use them like this. If they're in a book, and believe me, I have plenty of them in books, But when they were in the books, I never used them. But when they're out like this, I will use them. So I did change the way I'm doing them now that I have some decent watercolors. I went ahead and did them on these little bit larger tags where I can write more information on the back. So I know which dye they are, how light fast they are. I haven't painted anything yet that's worthy of having to know all that stuff, but someday I'm gonna, you know. And then I put a black line on it so I can kind of see how opaque they are. So I paint right over the line, and you can kind of see which ones are a little bit more opaque. Of course, they're watercolors, so you're not going to get any of them that are real opaque. But yeah, so it's a good way to swatch. And then after you get a certain amount of familiar with your products, you won't go back and use your swatches. But I think we all just love swatching, right? I love swatching. I could finish those swatches and turn around and do the whole thing again. Well, that's another thing. And when I used to, because I used to do almost exclusively either graphite and colored pencil. You can punch a hole in here, and then if you put it right over a color, for example, you can match your color to theirs if they don't give you the colors they're using. I haven't punched holes in these yet, but I might. But yeah, just take a hole punch a hole in it, and they're a great way to match colors if you need to. So there you go. A local college campus has a lot of geese and cooper. Yeah, see that's just, yeah. We took care of Robert's son's place one week so they could go away. This has been a few years ago. And honest to God, I had to wash that porch like 5 times a day. 5 times a day because of the damn geese. But these geese, they're nice. They stay away from the house. They don't come up to the house ever. Because they're wild. So I think that's all I had to show. If you guys have any questions, you need to holler. You built your own palette for your watercolors? Good girl. I've seen wild turkeys out here too, Button. Monique, hi, by the way. I don't know how many of you saw, but last week I built this little box just because it's so stinking ass cute. So yeah, I love building these little boxes. I bought 2 more, but I haven't done anything with them because I'm organizing right now. I'm getting all my crap together, whether I like it or not. Okay, now I can say, why won't that close? But it's closing. Operator error. How's the emu doing? The emu's good. Robert went up, what day was it? I don't know, a couple days ago. And yeah, I don't think it phases the emu. I really don't. I don't think the emu cares. He's just walking around like normal. So I think it's probably harder on the horses. But they can get in too. They have a barn that they can get in. So anyway, I decided, unless you guys object or want to do something different, if you want to do something different, speak up now. I don't really care. Thanks, Kenny. It's a cute little bad boy. But I thought I would do a project out of this book. I kind of like her style. I'll just flip through it real quick. Because it's really kind of free-flowing and doesn't look like there's any planning, even though there was, obviously. She obviously has a lot of experience. And I haven't read the whole book yet. I've gotten past this part, I know, because she does her own color mixes. And so to do the project that we're going to do today, I did go ahead and do some of these color mixes. I didn't have the exact colors, so I had to substitute some, but I'm sure they'll be okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? But she does talk about color mixing and all that at the beginning of the book. which is really valuable if you don't know much about color theory or if you're new to watercolor. I found all of that really, really interesting. Creating your own palettes and how to, well, I have I guess I've read further back than this, because, you know, she talks about when you're sitting down to start a project, creating your palette before you get started so that, you know, it's all cohesive. And she does a lot of talking about contrast too. I can't remember now. It's been a couple weeks since I read this, but okay, the first two palettes reflect two common problems experienced by beginners: not daring to use their pans and getting washed out colors, which is this palette. Using their pure colors like gouache and ending up with a result that is too saturated, which is this. And then the third palette is by modifying the value and saturation level of some of the chosen colors. So you get a more balanced kind of palette, which, yeah, I mean, I guess you just learn that over time if you're willing to do the time. Hi, Nick and Tina. Hi, Heather. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Hi, Kat. Hey, Dee Dee. I just showed you orchid, Dee Dee. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. I love getting happy mail from Dee Dee because I know it's something really beautiful. And your stream this morning with Hubs was awesome. He's just a cool guy. I can tell. So, and then they go into wet and dry techniques. Now this kind of just abstract painting, I love this. I love stuff like this a lot. And I did that in my, this is what? Dina Wakley journal? Or Diane Reedley? I don't know. Here it is, Dina Wakley. But I did one of those, something like that, to kind of get an idea of the transparency. And I decided I love this journal so much that I ordered a second one. These are magicals in here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, just kind of this sort of painting. I love this just so to show the transparency of the colors and how they change as you layer them and stuff like that. I love that. I actually did one of those. I don't know where it turned out. So I lied. I said I hadn't done anything out of this book. I did do something like that. And then playing with wet on wet, which is fun. If you've ever done watercolor, that's really cool. You get some really cool effects. Blending and gradation. Okay, Dee Dee, you need to start doing some of this with your new Arteza watercolors. Those were actually really nice. And 60 colors for 40 bucks is a really, really, really good deal. And especially if they're not chalky or crappy. But another thing I was going to do today was kind of do a comparison of the expensive, or I guess I should say artist grade versus student grade. But don't think that you have to have the artist grade, because you really don't. I think you can get a lot of the same effect with like Crayola brand. That's how most kids learn, right? And then here she's talking about blending and shapes. Like I even just like something like that. And there she's talking about color contrast and exercising and stuff. And I think that's all really valuable. I play more than I should, right? Keeping it fluid, dexterity. And I think the thing I could learn more of is brush work, how to use your brushes to get the most out of them. Thanks for all the thumbs up, you guys, and thanks for you guys reminding everybody. And then digitizing your creations, which I will never do. I'm not going to do that. Don't take good photos. Not going to digitize my stuff. I might take a photocopy, but that's it. All right, now she goes into plant directory. So kind of how she paints her roses. And this is just fun to play with. I might have done a few of these. I like the little rosebud. How to paint peonies. But I like her kind of free flow kind of style where it's not, yeah, did you? Not doing that. Yeah, DET needs to do that. ET is Eileen. I don't know where she is today. This morning she wrote that she was going to her local stamp store. So I figured she'd be home here soon and she'd come in telling us all the crap we need to buy, which I've been so good lately. If you guys think back to the last couple weeks, I've not shown any hauls at all because I can't think of anything I want. I don't need anything. Here's carnations, dahlias. This was fun. I actually did paint these. They're probably in the Beast. Anemones. Anemones. Here's poppies. Poppies would be good for today because of Memorial Day. Be sure and thank a serviceman today. And here's foliage. So the project I picked is going to be just some of this foliage, and I'm going to use her exact palette, or as close as I can get with the paints that I have, because I don't have the exact ones. But see, now she's talking about how to use your brushes, how to make a large round leaf using your brush. That's where my knowledge and experience is really lacking. But you got to do it to learn, right? So, but just doing this whole page of foliage would be very cool. We might end up doing that. Detail and texture. So I don't know. This, I think if you're beginner watercolor, this is a fun book. Now she's going to get into compositions, how to lay out a composition. And we're going to do one of hers today. Here's flower compositions, how to do a flower ball. Look at how pretty that is. It's just eye candy. And just think you could do that. None of this is very hard, you guys. It's not hard at all. And then framing it. I've never framed any of my watercolor yet. In fact, I probably only ever framed maybe 2 or 3 pieces of my own art, ever. Hi, Shonda. Anybody else I might have missed? And she obviously has her own style, but I think you kind of build your own style just doing it. This is what I'm going to paint. We're going to come back to it. So I'll flip through that real quick. Here's a violet circlet, which is really pretty. And I like out this step by step by step by step. I really like those. For a beginner, they help a lot. And I like too that you don't necessarily sit down and draw what you're going to paint before you paint it. That to me is very freeing. I don't know. It just, yeah. Here's a colorful bouquet. And those are all, I mean, they're pretty enough to frame. Yeah, and here she shows kind of like a gallery of her work completed, framed and everything. Poppy streamer. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Now, I don't think she had a, oh, okay, there is a step out in that. Well, that's probably going to be my project later on because I like that one. Okay, so this is the one we're going to do today. If you want to paint along, just get out a piece of watercolor paper, and even if you don't finish the project, just paint along to learn as we go. I thought I would work in this Dina Wakley journal because I love it so much. I do love this paper. I don't know what it is about the paper. I love it. It's very thick. And I'm such a dumbass. I started painting in the back of the book, but that was by accident. I think that was not by design. Hi, Bridget. I don't think I said hi. So I'm going to move to the front of the book now. And I did go ahead and tape out a box that, and I did it before the stream, so if Eileen was here, she wouldn't crap when I got the ruler out. Okay, this is a 3 by 3 inch square. So I'm going to be painting in the border around the square. And then, did she write something in it? Yeah. In the middle, she wrote, "It's a beautiful day to start." So we get to watercolor and letter. That is a good day. Okay. Get out the paintbrush. And I just chose, does she say what? She didn't say what brush to start with, but I have decided, with all my vast experience, that I like this number 6 silver black velvet. These are very nice brushes. You pay a little bit more for them, but boy, are they nice. They hold water well, and they're just nice. I've heard somebody else saying, if there's any watercolor people here, they can tell me, but I heard somebody at one point say, always use the biggest brush that you can control. Well, since I can't control any of them, I figure I might as well start with a 6. Hi, Shonda. Anybody else I might have missed? So here's the book. I did shut the blind. Is the lighting okay for you guys? It looks okay to me. And where's my focus, you freak? Because with the light, I might have issues. Okay, Dee's saying light is good. All right. Ian may have said those. Yeah, Kenny, they're nice brushes, right? Okay, it might have been Ian that said that. I don't know, but somebody had said that always use the biggest brush that you can control. So we're starting with a 6, and I have some clean water here. And then beforehand, I went ahead and I mixed up some of her color mixes so that I wouldn't have to be mixing them as we go. But if anybody's going to paint along and wants to know, I'll go back and tell you what the mixes were. So she said, step 1, cut 4 strips of masking tape, stick them to your paper. And this paper has a tendency to want to tear. So like put the tape on your clothes or on your skin or on other paper a few times to get a lot of the sticky off. This is painter's tape, so it has less tack than normal, but that's one way to keep your tape from wrecking your paper. And then it says, make a square shape in the center of the sheet, paint several eucalyptus branches in light blue. And she's using the number 11 mix. And the number 11 mix was, she calls it phthalo turquoise, which is Veronese green and raw sepia. Mine is somewhat close because I didn't have the exact colors. So here we go. We're going to start painting eucalyptus leaves. I'm going to start light. Hopefully they'll still be pretty. And her eucalyptus leaves just start. Hopefully you guys can see this. It looks kind of dark. They're literally just lines like that. And paint down onto your tape. So I don't think I did there. We're supposed to get more storms today, so the rat's out mowing today because you can't keep up with the mowing with all this water. So, can't believe we're getting more storms tomorrow. Hey, Lori. Hi, Norma. Rainy Memorial Day. Just got home from the cabin. It's open for the summer. Yay! Why the squared off tape area? Gail, when we come back, when we're done painting the border around this, it's going to act like a frame. And we're going to write in the center of that. You'll see. It'll be very cool. Very, very cool. And I'm kind of watching the book, but otherwise I'm just on my own now. Just do whatever you're going to do. And if any watercolor people like in real life is watching me and you have suggestions, please don't hesitate to speak up because I can use all the help I can get for real. I'm going to move the book around. What else have I been doing? Other than organizing, I kind of tried to get the beast caught up the other day. Okay, and I'm bending them all one way so that when it's all done, it kind of is going clockwise around the painting, right? Because I don't want it to look, like sticks just sticking out. I want it to look like it's kind of framing what we'll write in there at the end. And I may write what she wrote, and I may write something different. Heck, I don't know. Just never know until you know. So, Dee Dee, you went to the lake yesterday. Did you fish, or what did you do? I've seen boats out in the lake. Now, these dumbasses, I'm not kidding you guys. There's so much debris in the lake. If I had a boat that was anything other than a complete beater, I would never put it in the lake right now. There's so much junk. Hi, Kiyomi. Kiyomi, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hi, and I'm glad you're here. Loaded up too much paint, so I'm going to take some off. Hey, Julie. Why people don't clearly know what you mean? Do you live in? Okay. Yeah, it's getting hot here now. Not only are we having rain and tornadoes, but it's getting blistering ass hot, which I don't like. But if I had my choice between hot or cold, I'll take the hot any day. Because I really hate the cold. And one nice thing, normally this would be a holiday weekend, and if you guys have been around and listened to me very much, you know that I'm not a huge fan of holiday weekends at the lake because all the city people show up. And this time, because the lake's so high, one of the gated communities in our area owners couldn't come because their septic pumping stations are underwater. And so they couldn't come, obviously. So it's been busy, but not stupid busy like it normally is. So I would like to be a nice person and say it makes me feel bad that these people can't come to their lake homes on the holiday weekend. But I'm such a butt face. I'm really happy about it. Just saying. I could sit here and lie to you guys and say, oh, I feel so bad that these people can't come down and enjoy the lake. I don't feel that way at all. I'm just saying. Because the other night, okay, Robert went to bed early. I don't know if he wasn't feeling good or whatever. But I was sitting down here. Well, I was actually watching a Jordan Peterson video. And I kept hearing this pop, 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 pop. And I kept thinking, what the hell is Robert doing up there? I thought it was Robert. And so I finally got up and walked upstairs because I thought, what is he doing? That's the craziest thing. I go upstairs. He's crashed out. He's absolutely sound asleep, dead to the world. So I thought, well, God, it's got to be outside. But it sounded like it was right in my house. So I went outside, and these idiots, they haven't been here 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes. And what are they doing? They're out there blowing off fireworks. Ugh. So now you know, I'm just like, just stay home. Just please, please, please stay home. All right. Now it says, in order to make the frame really stand out, ensure that you paint some of the foliage onto the tape. I already told you that. Add more concentrated pigments near the frame to emphasize it. Numbers 1 and 13 used here. Okay, so I didn't necessarily do that, but we'll do it on the next one. All right. All right, so then, well, I'm going to do the other leaves. Well, no, I'll do the seed pods. Okay, so now she says to add some seed pods, which is quinacridone gold. I have nickel gold, which is very close to the same color, so I'm just using it. It's a nice, really, really pretty color, but make sure your brush is really clean. Get the green out of it, or you'll muddy up your nice quin gold. Okay, you were saying something about their lake being 5 feet above normal. We are currently at 12 feet above normal. Lake Tenkiller, which is, close here with us, is 19 feet above normal. So yeah, we can't take really too much more water. I think the top of the dam is 700, elevation 757. Our normal lake level is, I'm going to say it should be 742, but I think they keep it lower than that. And they cannot, well, I've always heard that they cannot let it go over the dam, that it will undermine the dam. And plus, it would just absolutely flood people living below the dam, because there's a riverbed there. So I've always heard that no matter what, they cannot let the lake go over the dam. But if they hold too much water in the lake, they flood the people up in Miami. And the lakes that are downstream from here are all at way, way, way above capacity. So it's just like a no-win situation for everybody in the state. If you've seen pictures of Muskogee, it's a community south of here, south and a little west. those people are absolutely drowning. Hi, Jean. Hey, did you get your problem figured out, Jean? Don't they have the release valves on the dam? Yeah, the dam here on Grand Lake is the largest multiple arch dam in the world. So we have tons of floodgates that they can open to release water. But it's not so much, I mean, they've got to be careful of flooding the people downstream too. And that's the problem right now, is that every lake in the state is already at or above flood stage. So somebody's going to flood no matter what, but it's just a matter of who gets flooded and how much they can control too, because we're still getting massive amounts of water from our watershed. See, our watershed is up southeastern Kansas and southwest Missouri. So if those areas get any more rain, which they get rain right now, they're getting rain every day, every day, every day. We're just getting more and more and more water. So, yeah. It's not fun to watch the news sometimes. I will say that. Let's see, I want it here. Because really, there's just nothing but crapola news about, your fellow citizens. It's so awful. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? But I don't want to have to go back down in the shelter again. I don't want to go in the shelter again. That was so not fun. Okay. Now I've got the seed pods. Now I'm going to go back, and she didn't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to add a little bit of a darker color to the stems. And I'm using my watercolor box. I love it. Trying not to put my hand in the wet paint. Because if you smear it up, it's going to look like crap, right? I hope I'm standing camera. I'm so not used to doing this. You didn't want all that. Keep a napkin or something handy when you're watercoloring, in case you got to pick stuff up. I didn't see what Jean said about whether or not her reloading Chrome worked. I hope it did. So frustrating when things aren't working like you expect. All right. So far, so good. Okay, good, Jean. Hi, Brenda. Gosh, I haven't seen you for a long, long time. Hope everything's going well for you. Is your school year over yet? All right, this says now you're going to paint clusters of leaves, lay down a highly concentrated color of mix number 3, which I already mixed. And it, oddly enough, when I tell you those colors, it's really weird. Number 3 is indigo blue and raw sepia. But I'm going to paint the other ones first because I missed something in number 2. So I'm just going to go back and paint the lighter colored leaves. Number 1 and number 13. Let me just go see. Yeah, I did. I missed something in step 2, so I'm going to go back and paint with them. You'll see when I'm painting it. This is sap green. Hang on, I'm going to tell you. Sap green and lemon yellow that I mixed. And everything's pretty dry except right over in here, so I don't have to be quite so careful now. And I haven't watered this down much, but I need to. So I'm getting really quiet because I'm thinking. Sorry. All right, I'm going to take a break here and re-chat. Sorry if I've missed anybody. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty when it's done. I hope. That's the plan. As I get close to the frame, I'm adding the darker color like she said. Oh, Jean left to get prescriptions. Good for her. Oh, Julie, I'll show the book real quick. I've forgotten that a bunch of you have come in late. It's out of this DIY watercolor flower book that I bought at Hobby Lobby. I think I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And yeah, it's just a real basic watercolor book, kind of free flow watercolor. And I've had it for like 2 weeks and hadn't done a thing out of it. So I thought today is the day. That's it. I am doing something out of that book today. Cat hair. I don't charge extra for cat hairs. And that little butt, the cat, has gotten so picky. I almost can't find food that she'll eat. And maybe I've spoiled her because all she wants now is tuna fish. Does it look a mess? Let me look on your screen. You have that book and never used it yet? Yeah, see, that's like me, Norma. How many books have we bought that we never actually got out and used? I've been leaving this one out. Even in my cleanup, I left this one and one other one out because I bought them. I really wanted to play with them. And then for whatever reason, just always something comes up, and I don't do what I intend to do. And so I thought, okay, if Eileen's not going to be here today, I'm painting. Because I haven't even used really my watercolor box much since I built it. Just been doing other projects. And then finally, this room got the best of me and I had to just clean it up. There were projects that have been sitting here, I swear, 2 months. And it was obvious I wasn't going to finish them. So why do I leave them laying here so long? Get them cleaned out. My son's coming in less than a month now. So I'd kind of like to have it somewhat cleaned up when he comes. He's bringing his new girl. So, yeah. No, maybe about Roxy's spoiled tuna-fish. Gee whiz. The LiDAR couple, that's them. The LiDAR couple's coming. I'm actually very, very excited. Very excited. Jamie hasn't been here, and well, they didn't come last Thanksgiving, so it's been a year and a half at least since Jamie's come. So yeah, I'm excited. And they're going to stay a whole week, which is really fun. And then as soon as they leave, Cuckoo will come. And in case you're wondering, yes, I do have to start cleaning a month in advance because I'm a pig. Actually, there's just a lot of stuff I'd like to get done before they get here. Excuse me. Are we going to go to South Padre this summer? No. I think if we travel this summer, my guess is it would be maybe to the Outer Banks or something. But we've actually got a lot of company coming. Robert's daughter, of course, will be back about every 6 weeks. So yeah, I think we're just going to end up with a lot of company this summer. but I would like for us to get away. It's hard when you have an elderly cat, though, too. You know, I can't just have anybody come in the house because she doesn't like anybody. And now that Elaine has moved away, um, I'm just afraid of asking people who don't know her to come in. I might ask Lane. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see what happens. Oh, and speaking of Elaine, some of you know Elaine, my friend Elaine, who attends streams, Elaine Ingram. She lives down on in Wagner near Fort Gibson, Gibson Lake, and they have flooding down there really bad. And her internet provider, which is Vive, VYVE, their main station apparently was ruined in the flooding, and so she doesn't have internet of any kind for at least, they finally got a hold of him and said at least 2 weeks before there's going to be any internet at all down in her area. So she was a bumming character like crazy. And I can't say that I blame her. Think about in your current life right now, if you were without internet for 2 weeks, that would be like torture. That would be like going to Gitmo or something. I don't know. It'd be like, oh my God, what do you do when you get up in the morning if you don't have social media to check? Would you cook breakfast like a normal person? Or I don't know. I guess well, she doesn't have TV either. That's another thing. No TV either. Because her Vibe and her internet and everything is all the same. We do most of our TV through the internet. Yeah, I know. Look at the reactions like, eek, no. Like, I don't, it would be weird. And maybe what I should do just as a test is make myself live without internet for a few days just to see what I would do. I think one thing I would do more is I would clean more and I would read more. And she said that's what their plan is. They were just getting ready to go to the library and check out some books. Because, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep getting it closer and closer to me, further and further away from you guys. But, yeah, they were headed to the library. But then when I look at where they'd have to go to the library, I'm not even sure if they can get to the library because they are seriously flooded. I think her house was okay, but just the whole area down there is just absolutely underwater. Oh, and Norma, I did see your comment said bring Roxy with you. I'm pretty sure that that would not be a good idea. She used to be a pretty good traveler when we had the trailer, but we always kept them in their own environment. You know, like before we would travel, I would take them out in the trailer with me while I was packing or cleaning or anything like that so that they would get used to the trailer. I would be so afraid to take her into a place that she wasn't familiar with. She'd freak out. She's too damn old. Hi, Fairy Treasure. I die without YouTube. Yeah, see, no vacation fun with a cat on the road. I agree, Debbie. That's not my idea of fun. But yeah, it's amazing how the computer, I mean, it's just pretty much taken over people's entertainment, I think. If I have a few minutes free, that's generally what I'm doing. I'm watching a YouTube video. I turn on Netflix. Well, you need computer to do all that. So I just can't imagine 2 weeks without it. A lot of reading going on. Reading and eating. Coffee. All right, I'll do one more of those. Which is a good thing. I'm almost out of that color paint, and I'd have to mix more, which I don't want to do. I don't think reading more would hurt any of us, though, frankly. Since internet, I don't read near as much as I used to. I used to read a ton. But now with Netflix and YouTube, I don't read like I used to. But I would say Robert reads more because he reads on the computer. So Robert won't hardly read a book, but he will read on the computer about stuff that he's interested in, you know. So all right, now, since I went back and got those, looks like a bunch of sticks sticking out, right? Lots of reading and arting. Yeah, now I would art, but see, even when I art, Julie, either the TV's on or I've got YouTube going in the background. I wouldn't even have, well, I do have a little MP3 player. I was going to say, I don't even have a stereo anymore that I could generate my own music because I've given all that away. All my stuff comes from the computer. And I'm trying to think if I have a radio. All right, now this is, I think I am going to get out a different brush. Let me see. She's using kind of a more fat round. Let me see what I got going on over here. I don't know where that brush went. That was too stiff. All right, I guess I'll just use the bigger. I'll use a number 12. This is really a big bad boy. Well, maybe I won't. This one still has the sizing on it. I need to wash it. So where's the, oh, there's the other one. All right. Hang on, drop my other brush. All right, this one will work just fine. Oh my God, Janet, you live in Tornado Alley and you don't know if you own a radio. I do everything on my phone, Gail. And we actually did check the other night. Some of you may not know, Robert and I did have to go down in the shelter. And our phones work fine down there. So, hi, Devin. Yeah, our phones work fine. So, this is upside down. Not that it would make any difference, right? All right. Now we're going to use that kind of blue color. And if I don't like the blue color, I'm going to add green to it because the mixture was just like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. I'm going to add a bunch of water to it, make it real light. Where's the watercolor paper? See how it's, I mean, it's so blue looking. I'll end up adding green to that, I'm almost sure. All right, and she just started right up along the frame, just sorry, hope you guys can see okay. I'm adding some little bit of green to it. I don't like the blue that much, but we'll just find out, I guess. And some of them she just Hang on. Feels like someone biting me on my foot. Ow. I'm not going to add a huge amount of this dark. Something, it just felt like I had like a, I don't know. It felt like something was biting my foot. There can't be anything biting my foot. I got 2 layers of socks on, which also sounds weird. And I don't think I have bugs in my house. Maybe I do. Coming in to get away from the dang water. It's hard to tell what it's going to look like until it's dry too. So while it's dark, don't freak out. And I'm going to come back and add green to these. So I'm just getting the blue down first. And I am being careful not to get my arm in that. Oops. Splat. Focus, you freak. Now everything's too wet. I can't put my arm. There's no place for my hand. See? You're panicking? Oh, I bet, Galena. Robert is on the floor under the table. Well, I thought the rat was out mowing, but I haven't heard a mower for a while. So I'm not sure if somebody stopped by to yak at him or what. But yeah, I haven't heard the mower going. So who knows if the rat really is getting anything mowed. He wanted to get it done today before storms come tomorrow. I don't think we're supposed to get storms tonight. But then tomorrow, we're back in it. And I can't even begin to tell you how icky that makes me feel. Ooh, I want more brown than that. All right, hang on. Gonna mix some brown in my green, which will make this either pretty or really ugly. Yeah, that's a little better. This bigger brush is a lot harder to get the colors out of. All right, I'm going to give that a second and let it dry. And I'll read chat. So who's did you buy the desk pre-made, Galena, or did your husband build it from scratch? You're starting to understand smartphone. It's been using your fire commercialism. So easy to take with an update in the store. Okay, he's building it. That's kind of nice. You can get just what you want. That's very cool. All right. Let's see. I need some more blue back over in here. I'm just trying to wait it out, kind of looking at it and seeing where the the weight is right and the weight is not right. All right, what's coming up after this? Try to create movement. That was not good. You gotta wait for it to dry. Now I hear the mower. He's out there still working away. Hope you guys can't hear that. But really, he didn't have any choice but to mow today. With the weather coming, he just didn't have a choice. Cool. Must have seen the Oplotniks. Talking about, well, we weren't talking about it, but we're going to talk about it now because I'm going to bring it up. The other day we were talking with one of the neighbors, and they said that they had been collecting up undeliverable mail in one of the mailboxes. And you got to remember, there's a lot of mailboxes around here that aren't used on a regular basis because these people are weekend people, right? And not everybody knows everybody. There was mail in there for I don't know how many months. Well, the Oplotniks had at least 3 DirecTV bills. I can hear her outside the window right now. Yeah, like, why would you hang on to somebody's mail for like 3 months or more? There was mail of Mary's in there. What is wrong with people? Or the mailman. Why would he keep shoving mail in if it's obviously not being picked up? Wouldn't you pick it up and take it back to the post office and say not deliverable, return to sender, whatever? I don't know. I was just like, well, because we're full time, they dump it on us, like, these people, could you deliver this to them? It's like, I didn't. This is starting to just look a mess now, I think. I don't like the way she did that. Well, I like the way she did the blue. I don't like the way I did the blue. Almost put the paintbrush in my coffee cup. That would be awesome. You return mail that's, uh-oh. Not unless you're going to pay me. Oh, no, CB. You had somebody breaking into your mailboxes? But the releasing from jail, that doesn't even surprise me. I don't think they have any place to put these people. Anyway, what else can I bitch about? All right, now I'm going to put some very long, very light leaves in so that you can see the stuff behind it. But I'm going to have to mix some light green, so I'll just mix it back in where I had the light green to begin with. Then after I'm done here, I should probably get out some like really inexpensive watercolors and try to do it with them. Okay, I've got a really, really light green here. Now I'm just going to go over some of this with big long leaves just to add color. This looks a mess. Maybe it will look better when I write in it. I don't know. I think this was a mailman problem, Galena, because they were putting it in an unused mailbox at the wrong address. It was like he didn't know that that was the Stable Cottages address, so he was sticking it in an unused mailbox for a homeowner who isn't here all the time. No, it was a mailman problem. It really was. That's a good way to do it, Christine. Actually walk it over and deliver it and actually meet the people. I would like more color. I don't know. Let me see what the book says next. All right. Add palm-like leaves. Okay, now those I won't mind. Palm-like leaves. Going to use a real small brush. What color did she say? Didn't matter, I guess. So we'll just use some of the colors we haven't used yet. That woman talks really loud. I can hear her. Can you guys hear her laughing? Robert just killed the mower. You can hear her? Yeah, she's got a loud laugh. All right, where do I want this one? You have to remember, most of the time I can't hear much inside this house, so that had to be loud. Sorry, I get quiet. Okay, bye, Norma. Have a great day. Nah, Robert's not fine. He's out there. Oh, you mean from the woman? Robert Vaughn can hold his own. I don't worry about him. He's actually him dealing with people is better than me dealing with people because he's a whole lot nicer person than I am. Just saying. Okay, I like that better now that I've done that on there. These brushes are so nice. If you want to do something really nice for yourself, treat yourself to a really nice silver black velvet watercolor brush. They are really nice. Oh, and I didn't get to watch Z yesterday, so I'm going to have to go back and watch her recording. I saw that she streamed. So I'll have to go back and watch that. She got a fun box from Norma. Norma's boxes are amazing. You just ordered a set of 3. Thanks, Kia. Hi, by the way. Eileen is not here. Hi, Shauna. Yeah, but this is one thing I would say. If you want to treat yourself to something really nice and you like watercolor, treat yourself to some of these bad boys. They are really nice. Okay, maybe one more. And then I don't like this right in here for sure, but oh well. Okay, let's see what things I want. Some leaves down there. Now I'm just going to kind of close in some of these open spots I didn't get filled in. So it kind of does finish making the frame. I don't think it has to have something everywhere, but oh, that blue. All right, I'm going to add some of this. That's better. That's better. All right. The name of the brushes, they're Silver Black Velvet. And they have different sets that you can buy. You can buy them individually, or you can buy different sets. I bought one set from Amazon. I don't remember what all came in it, but I think I remember this flat. This one, I can't remember. It's called an oval. And I think the great big, it was a large set. I think this one, no, the 12, I think, came in it. Yeah, the 12 came in it. There was 4 of them in it. And I can't remember, but if you bought them as a set, they were cheaper than if you bought them individually. So, hi, Barb. Let's see what we got going on here. Now I'll go back. At the end, and I'm working out of this DIY watercolor flower book, which I think I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm almost sure I did. I'm just checking. Mine obviously isn't going to be as pretty as hers. It's way messier, but that's okay. Okay, and then she said to go back and add small yellow dots as a reminder of the seed pods, and then we can yank the tape off. So I did go back and add a little bit of yellow. I might add more. We'll see if we need it. Maybe I'll take the frame off and see, because we're almost at that point. When you're tearing your tape off, just be really gentle. You don't want to tear your paper, so just be really gentle. This paper in the Dina Wakley Media Journal is what it is. It does not like eraser. Yeah. So if you're going to write on this, you have to write very, very gently, because it definitely does not like erasers. So far, so good, you guys. I haven't ripped anything or wrecked it. You can see the pencil line there where okay, I think I'm going to skinny through this without ripping the hell out of the page. Yep, look it right there. Damn it. Oh, well. All right, there. That is the right way. So let me add some more of these. Quinacridone nickel is what I'm using for the yellow. Add some of the yellow out here on the very ends. I actually like the colors in this. It's not my normal. I like bright colors as a rule. So this is not my normal color palette, but I like it. It's all good. All right, that looks pretty well balanced to me. Always heat any kind of tape and pull at an angle. You never rip your paper. I didn't know about, it needs some magicals. Are you crazy, CB? Are you pretending to be Eileen? Thank you, Barb. Water's your favorite. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Joan. Watercolor's your favorite. Well, I'm just learning, so you have to be a little bit indulgent with me because there's so much I don't know. But I'm willing to learn and do new things. All right, now I don't want to get too close to that frame because I don't want to booger it up at this point. So, Yeah, it looks okay looking in the camera. Not magical stickles. I don't even own any stickles. You're practicing to be Eileen. You're doing pretty good, CB. Keep up the good work. Hi, Amy. Galena, I don't even own stickles. And I know some of you in the audience probably just fainted. Yeah, I don't own stickles. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Not even. I've done glimmer and some stuff that I never thought I would do. All right, let's see. That's what it shows. Should I show mine next to hers? Mine doesn't look anything like hers. In her box, she wrote, "It's a beautiful day to start," which is an okay quote. So, you want me to do the lettering, and I'll try and center it and make it look somewhat decent? Thanks, Kathy. You don't have any stickles either? Yeah. Well, there's some people that have enough stickles for everybody. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. She's got 4 lines. I think this was a 3-inch square. So let's see. Yes, it was a 3-inch square. So 1.5 inches is the center. I want probably at least 1/2 inch, probably more like 3/4 top and bottom. Well, that's going to make it really small. All right, I'm going to have to go. Just figuring out the spacing here, seeing if it's going to work well for me. All right, that leaves 1/2 inch. I think I'm good with that. All right, and so after I've kind of got the spacing to make sure it's straight, I know Eileen, if Eileen was here, she'd say, "Put that damn ruler away." I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm going to give myself some real light lines to draw on so my lettering is straight. Now, some people may not care. That's one of the things that will get my OCD going cuckoo crazy. But you have to remember that that was my business for years and years, making sure that the type on a sheet of paper was straight without errors. You can't expect me to change just because Eileen's in chat screaming at me. And if you take the time to do it right, you don't have to whine about it later. You like mine better? Thank you. I got the rulers out. Hide your hands. Hey, Mark, do it now. Put that damn thing away. But it'll be straight. I can't say how neat it'll be, but I'm going to do my best to get it, you know, centered right. And before I actually ink it, hug the ruler is my best, in my best Eileen voice. I can hear her too. It's a beautiful day to start. 1, 2, 3. Yep. It's a beautiful day to start. So I'm going to kind of eyeball it, but I'm going to do it lightly in pencil first so I can go back and make corrections. And if you're going to do lettering and stuff like that, take the time to do that, you guys. You'll be so much happier with your end product. Okay, and her T's are always going below the baseline. So I'm going to do my lettering somewhat like hers. And you probably won't be able to see it until I ink it, and I haven't decided what I'm going to ink it with yet. Okay, I didn't get that centered very well, so I'll fix that when I actually do the inking. I like the stylized tees. Okay, kind of have it. You guys probably can't see it. Did you get cleaned up in that area? Cleaned up in what area? Out here where I work? Oh, from the storms. Um, we won't be able to clean up around here, Barb, until the water goes down. We are, we're up high, so the water didn't get to our house, obviously, but it's bringing all the debris from all the rivers that flow into Grand Lake. So we have massive amounts of debris in the water, but until the water recedes, it won't land. And I'm just sitting here hoping that by some crazy fluke of nature, we get a north wind and it blows it all to the other side of the lake. If it's south wind, it comes all right in here. If it's north wind, it blows it to somebody else's yard. Yeah, our lake is up at least 12 feet. Yeah, look at Amy. She's down there saying amen because they're faced with the same thing. They're on lakefront 2 doors down from me. So if there's a God, he'll get our winds coming out of the lake or out of the north, which means cold, which might help us with the damn tornadoes too. You've got flooding around there too. Oh God, Barb, I saw the pictures from Jefferson City. That was just horrible. But it's all over down here too, and we get more tomorrow. So that's always awesome. All right. Well, I'm not going to get anything wet, so I think I could use this pen just fine. Just fine. All right, I'm going to have to test it back here. All right, I think this one will be okay. I'm just not sure if this pen is waterproof, but I don't think I have to worry about it because I'm not going to get water on this anyway. So are we ready? And I think I want to put something underneath. No, that's not as wide as the beast. So let's see if we've got anything around here. Oh, maybe this. I want something so I'm writing kind of, yeah, that's not going to work. That's going to work. Jefferson City was really bad, so close to us. I know, Barb. Believe me, I was praying for you guys. All right, here we go. We're going for the lettering. No, this isn't going to work. That might. You want something solid if you're going to letter. There you go. I'm okay with that. Got to sign it. Wait a minute. This is 5, right? Jeez. 5/19. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, the writing came out okay. But that's what I'm saying about go ahead and pencil it in first before you start, because it'll give you an idea of, is it centered? Do you want to change it, stylize it? Have you been consistent? So, yeah, just do that for yourself. It's not centered entirely up and down, but I wasn't going to go for the 1/8 of an inch because then you guys would really know how utterly cracked I am. So what do we want to do now? We've got about an hour left. You know what? Let's try. Of course, this is such nice paper. I was going to say, I mean, I'm really just barely getting those lines off, guys, because this paper, believe me, does not like eraser. Let's do it with some cheaper. You got new fountain pen ink coming Wednesday. What did you order? Oh, you creep. Now I'm going to, oh, I wish you wouldn't say that. I want that fountain pen I showed you so bad. But yeah, let's get some really inexpensive watercolor out and try and do much the same thing and see if we notice a big difference in the outcome. You guys are going to have to put up with me for a while looking for stuff because I moved a bunch of stuff. I don't remember if that Jerry Q. Those of you that have ordered that, that was a pretty inexpensive set of watercolors. But I was going to say, do I have any Crayola or anything that we could try? Oh, good. What's this one? Is this Crayola? I don't know. Let's try this one. This one's really, really cheap. You know this one's cheap because it came in a set like that. We're going to try it on some B paper. I might have to look for that too because I moved it too. I moved all my stuff. Found it. We're just going to do an experiment with cheap stuff. That's why you did that, right, Amy? You little pain in the butt. She's just aggravating me. All right. I'm not going to be looking at the book this time. Do you guys want to see how many grams I don't have? Here's the list of all the grams. All the ones that don't have a color on top of them are the ones I need. You'll bring yours over and share. I have fountain pens, Amy. I really do. That's why I haven't ordered it because, yeah, I need to get out the ones I already have and use them, right? All right, now you'll see. Oh, you meant the new ink. Okay, that would be okay. And I have cartridges, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this paper to 6 inches. And I know, ruler. But we're going to try and do much the same thing that we just did, only with cheap watercolors, and see what the big difference is. So you guys can know that you can use pretty much whatever you've got. All right, and what did I ended up measuring on this was 1.5 inches down, I think. So now you'll see the part of the piece that I did before because I was afraid of Eileen. I measured out a square 3 inches. This paper is 6 by 6. So I went ahead and made the square inside of it 3 inch by 3 inch. I'm surprised Eileen hasn't shown up. She must really be shopping. Pencil a big circle and try a round one. Oh, we could do that. That would be fun. It's going to be harder to tape the circle though. But yeah, we could try a circle one. Why not? And this paper is B paper. It erases just fine. So, all right, we're going to try a circle one. And I have a big circle template. So no surprise there, right? And I'm going to go ahead and do a 3-inch circle. So my margins left and right are going to be the same. Should be. Oh, wrong size. Duh. I almost screwed up, CB. How were you going to let that happen? That's close enough for government work. Right there. Okay, there's our circle in the middle. Oh, Barb, you talking about your granddaughter getting engaged? That was so sweet. Thank you, CB. I'll start paying attention. Glad somebody's keeping an eye on me here. All right. I'm going to try and do much the same as what I've just done. I still will use the nicer paintbrushes because really, once you do those, I mean, you can, I think, go back on paints, but you cannot on the brushes. That's just it. I'm spraying these cheap ass watercolors. And I can't remember how much these Jerry Q were, but for an inexpensive set, this set is really nice, you guys. I'm tempted to do it. Then I thought, well, I don't know. The Crayolas might be fun just to try. So we're going to do them. These I know will work. Not sure about these. We're going to try it. All right, what did I start with? Oh, the eucalyptus leaves first. I look away for 2 minutes. I do have all the rulers. I really do. Well, sometimes you just need different rulers. I'm just wondering, like, taping off that circle would be really nice so I don't go inside of it. I'm just not sure the best way to do it. I don't have a circle, so I'm just going to have to be careful, I guess, right? All right, so the eucalyptus was, yeah, we'll just mix some greens. What the hell? And I'm still going to do it the same where I move the paints out of their little pots and mix them. Where's that piece of pretend paper? Too green. Oh, that's a nicer green. All right. And all that was the two different darker greens and a little bit of brown, and I got a really nice olive. Brisket around the edge. I guess I could do that. I even know where the frisket is because I had to move it this weekend. Tape down on matte, draw your circle again, and put it on your drawn one. Put tape down on the mat, draw your circle again, put it on the drawn one. Yeah, I'm not going to all that trouble. Thank you, though. That's actually a really good idea. Let me see if I have the frisket right here where I can get it off. Pretty easy. There's metal leaf adhesive. There it is. Oh, this has really gotten thick. Don't use your good brushes with brisket. That's my free advice to you for today. Get some piece of junk brush out. And I think a flat edge would be better. I'll just use this one. I'll just wash it real good. Can you guys see? It dries pretty quick, so you got to move fast. It's kind of like if you guys have ever used rubber cement, if you've not used frisket, that's kind of what liquid frisket is like. It peels off like boogers. That's pretty much what it dries off like. You'll see here in a minute. And it's designed to come off. Oh, come on now. Quit being a pain in the butt. All right. This stuff kind of stinks too. All right. I'm still going to be careful. Sorry, not reading chat. Had to work too quick. See how it just comes right up? Just like boogers. And don't heat set your frisket on the paper. Yeah. Yeah, you know, unless I'm on stream, I never, ever, ever use the heat gun when I'm watercoloring. I try and let it dry naturally because I'm so new at it. I want to see the difference. I'm going to wash this brush real quick. Okay. Well, that makes me think maybe some organization worked out okay because I was able to find what I needed, right? So that's cool. All right, we'll do the eucalyptus leaves like I started the first time, and I'm going to go a lot quicker this time, which may turn out a little better actually. I don't think so much about what I'm doing. And I'll try and do the uneven rule where I keep it uneven number. Because I've only got how long? Less than an hour now. All right, chat went quiet. What's going on in chat? These paints, I don't know what their binder is. And I'm pretty sure these are Crayola. There, that's a nice green. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're Crayola. I'm not sure what their binder is. Is Jean streaming? I think she said no. She was having trouble with Chrome. And so she said she wasn't, but I think Debbie Epps is going to stream in her place. Bye, Kenny. Have a great day. All right. These paints really, it's surprising that these paints are not that bad. And because whatever binder they're using on these paints, they're not the least bit chalky. Now I'm going to have some trouble getting the correct colors, right? But I don't know. I think if you want to just play with watercolor, walk into Walmart and buy yourself a set of Crayola or those Jerry Q on Amazon are really nice. And all I've done with them is do some geometric shapes and paint over the color, paint colors over each other to see the transparency and stuff like that. But really, they're not bad paints at all. In fact, they're less chalky than the Primas. So if you're familiar with the Primas, and I have a lot of Primas because Primas were my first ones, and I kind of had a love for Primas. Obviously, Prima is nowhere near like an M gram or something like that when it comes to chalkiness. And it's just the binder, you guys. It really is. And whatever's binders in this Crayola brand, there's not the least bit of chalk. In fact, it's kind of slimy. Don't know how they would pick up or move. I guess I'm going to find out here in a few minutes. But I like doing stuff like this, comparing like the really, really cheap product and sometimes a limited palette. When I buy something, I always want to have all of it. But sometimes, like today, just working with those 4 or 5 colors, it's a challenge and it really makes you, I think, work harder. So, yeah. Those eucalyptus leaves mostly, I think, are just there for the color, but that's pretty much how she did them. One, two, three, four. Trying to keep my hand out of it. Over here, I didn't so great, but that's okay. Stick my hand in the brisket. I'm obviously not being as careful this time. I've got more smears and stuff like that, but that's all right. As we add more junk, it'll be less noticeable. So what are you guys working on today? I hope somebody's doing something. Master Touch watercolors are cheap at Hobby Lobby and really nice, not chalky at all. Thanks, treasures. It seems like I may have tried those. I may have had them and given them away. Because for a while I tried a bunch of different ones. I'm cleaning up that yellow a little bit because I'm going to need it here in a minute with no gray in it or no green in it. All right. I think I did the quinacridone gold next. So let's see what color we can cook up. This is going to be a light orange. Let's see where we're starting from. I'm going to add just a touch of brown. I thought the orange would make it really rich looking. Probably a little bit too much brown. I'll add some more orange. And when I'm using these cheap paints, I don't mind like mixing like that either. I'm not sure what the difference is. Adding just a hair of red to make it just maybe a little warmer. Oh, that's good. Now we're getting somewhere. I think I'm going with that for the seed pods. You're busy designing stencils, something new and different. Joan, you're just watching me. Fred joined me in my chair. Hard to type. All right. All right, while it's wet, I'm going to go ahead and add some brown. and doing the wet on wet like that, don't blame the paints, blame the paper. It's actually not bad at all. What are you going to do on your stream today, Debbie? I'll be able to be there for a little while, I think. Okay, now that green moved really nicely that time. So my guess is if you want to pick it up or move it, these Crayolas are going to work just fine to do that. So that's kind of nice. You have to mix a little bit more. If this one comes out better than the one with the M grams, I'm going to be pissed. And I'll be telling you guys, save your money, save your money. Trying really hard not to get my hand in that wet. That's the hardest thing for me with watercolor. So I'm not used to thinking about where my big fat hand is going. Did Debbie say what she's doing today? It will be due to your, oh my God, look at CB, a vinyl bag. Oh, cool. I'm drawing my girls playing around with different hair. Cool. I'm spending all mine. There's nothing big or fat on you. My big fat hands in this watercolor. It's hard, you know, and plus, like if I wasn't streaming, I'd get up and warm my coffee up or just go take a quick walk, you know, just get away from it and let it dry. When you're on stream, you don't have that luxury. You kind of got to keep after it. Well, I hope Eileen is not out spending a ton of money because I know she's out there finding stuff that she's going to come back and say, oh, you need it. And then I have to remind myself, I've lived this long without it. I don't really need anything at all. At this point, I'm only spending money because I want to. But really, more than anything, you guys, I think for me, it's getting to be space. I'm tired of things not having a home. And yeah, so for me, I think it's space. All right, there we go. What was next? It's looking weird on the circle. Tissue with collage and alcohol inks. Ooh, that's going to be fun. All right, next after the sea mods was kind of the blue. Yeah, because I already did the other ones. Yeah, it was the blue. Let's see how deep blue this is. Oh, that's purple. Now here's a problem. I don't really have, I'm going to go ahead and use the purple, I think. Don't really have a good dark blue, like indigo. So I think I'm going to mix a little bit of black with that. Let's see. Well, that came out real dark, didn't it? Then we're going to add some of the medium blue and see what we get. This is like an experiment. That was way too blue. Way, way, way too blue. Yep, don't like that at all. Now I've got to really tone it down. All right, we might be getting to a color that is going to be doable. That blue was way, way, way overpowering though. Look at that. Look at the dark blue I ended up with. Yeah, baby. Love that. I'm going to add just a hair more black. Just practice, you guys. I didn't know I was going to come up with that cool of blue. All right, now was just the kind of like weird leaf shapes in the blue. Actually, I wish I had a more rundown brush for this, but oh well, I don't. Hey, look who shows up. Thanks, Amy. Color mixing 0.005, not quite 101. All right. CB, you are no longer allowed to hang out with Eileen. Right now, what I'm doing is doing what I did on regular stream today with a Crayola version of paint. Just to see. Not really worried how it's coming out, honestly. But it's been kind of fun. Mixing the colors has been awesome. What did you buy, Eileen? And do not tell CB any more of your BS tricks. Crayola makes some darn good stuff. Vicky, I'm learning. Like whatever the binder is in these paints, there is absolutely nothing wrong with these Crayola paints. I'm promising you. And probably with these colors that I've got, there's probably not too many colors that I couldn't mix. Not exactly like the professionals. I mean, I'm not stupid enough to think that, but yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly happy with it so far. I don't know why I added this blue again because I didn't like it on the first one, but I suppose it adds more color and depth, so what the hell. You only bought 2 stencils and a wing die? Oh, baby. Good, I'm going to save some money. Because I figured you were out just shopping and then you'd come home and say, oh my gosh, you got to have this, which is what you normally do. And I'm trying to give a little bit different height. I'm going to go back in and add some, well, I'll let it dry first. What did we do next? Oh, the real lightweight or light colored. I mean, I'm going to really water this down so there's almost no color at all. See if we can get away with that. Like these are really pigmented because I want this really, really, really light. Add more and more and more water. All right, that's better. All right, what would... I'll show you the finished one that we already did, Eileen. You're probably going, oh, I'm so glad I was shopping and didn't have to sit through this today. All right, now I want some dark green. I'm going to actually add a little bit of that purple in there. Yeah, that's a nice green. Oops, wrong color. Ran a couple errands while I was out of the house. Good girl. Is that wreath that fell off the door and got squashed? Yes, Eileen? Do you want to see the one we did in my Dina Wakley journal? It's already done. And then I just decided to do another one on cheaper paper with Crayola paints, just to see the difference. So here's the one that we're doing cheap. And this is the one I did in the Dina Wakley journal. So this is actually what you missed today. And this is us just playing. So, yeah. So aren't you sorry that you missed it and that you could have stayed here and learned something? Huh? Thanks, Eileen. It probably killed her to say that. Now I want some, I've got some dark ones. I think I'm going to do a couple more of the dark. Some of this you probably won't even be able to see, but it'll just add more depth, I think. So trying to decide what I did next. Probably the eucalypt or the palm fronds, right? And I think for those, I do want a dark green, which I don't have a good one of. So we'll start with this green. And I'm just going to mix it to paint that I've already got mixed there. I'm going to add a little bit of the brown, which will get me kind of an olivey green. I think it should. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good, and it's probably enough of it. Definitely want one in here because this is what I smeared, so I can disguise it a little bit. All right, I'm going to go back and add some little seed pods in. I'm out of that, so that's not going to be very pretty though with that green in there, so I got to clean it. Got to clean it, sorry. Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, that's a lot richer. Getting really quiet. I don't have a whole lot of time left. All right, looks fairly well balanced to me. Is that all I had to do? Hi, Mickey. You guys have me trying watercolor. It's fun. You know, I'm not sure that I'll ever get really, really good at it, but I have to say that it is fun to play with. Yeah, I like it. This one actually, looking on the camera, you guys don't see the mess in here where the frisket is, but looking on camera, this one actually for, oh, I gotta let that dry. For watercolor, for Crayola watercolors, this is not bad at all, you guys. And I don't probably want to move this. Let me go get my rubber cement eraser. I think it's in the front. Oh, no, I brought one in here. Good. I'm going to let this dry for just a minute, and you can't heat set it with the brisket on it. So I'm just going to have to sit here and let it dry for just another minute. Won't take long. So, Eileen, tell me all the fun stuff. Don't want watercolor in my book. Can you see the other one? Oh, the other one that I did in the square. This what I did with the M-grams. And actually, I can set this aside while it's dry, and I can go ahead and try and get my lines off. Because this Dina Wakley journal doesn't like eraser, so I have to be really careful. Nothing to say you got to have. Good. Yeah, Jean, is your buffering better? This is a kneaded eraser, and it should pick up the graphite pretty good because I hadn't erased it yet. Shouldn't hurt the paper at all. Let's see. A little bit there. All right, that's the one on what I consider to be pretty nice paper with M-gram. I'll hold it up. Hopefully you can see a little better, closer. I like the colors. I really like the colors. And then this one we'll go ahead and finish on the circle. And this is just if you ever did any kind of layout in the old days, and I mean in the old days, when you had to use rubber cement to lay down copy, you didn't even have a wax machine. This is what you use to get up your excess rubber cement, because rubber cement would photograph, believe it or not. So you had to make sure that all of your rubber cement was off. This did not work as well as the tape. The frisket did not work as well as the tape. Not even close. So probably whoever made the suggestion to go ahead and cut the circle out of tape and add it. And if it was for a final, you know, like a real finished piece of art, I would have gone to more trouble than I did with this. because this, I mean, it worked okay, but yeah, it's not just awesome like where it would be taped. I'm trying to think if I was really upset about this and wanted to clean that up. I suppose you could go over it with some white acrylic or something and clean it all up. I'm not going to go to the trouble. This was just play. So, and I used the ruler twice, Eileen, and you missed that. And the nice thing about these erasers, if you're removing Frisket, is it doesn't mark your paper. Probably what I would do, honestly, to disguise the mess on the edges, since it's not quite as perfect as the tape, I'd probably, you're glad you missed it. Maybe take one of the colors. Maybe I will still just take a real light coat of one of the colors and just fade it in. I'm going to go ahead and do the lettering on this as well, since I got about 15 minutes. Look at Eileen. I'm going to use a ruler just for you. What did I say? The 1.5 was the center. I came down 5/8 and then a half. No, half, 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 I think is what I did. And then that first lettering could be 1/2 inch. Okay. No, I want to go there. But I want that center line in the center. Okay, that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, got it. Surprised it is that bad about covering the Frisket. Well, and I maybe didn't put it on great CB, who knows, but it's fine. And I suppose at this point I could be thinking about if I was going to actually, if this was a finished piece of art, which it's not, before you planned out your lettering, you could think about how you wanted it framed, because at this point, you know, I'm thinking, well, it's going to go in a square frame, but in all honesty, if you did the lettering this way, you could make it diamond shaped. I'll just do the lettering like I did the last one. Which brand of Frisket? Probably whatever you get at Hobby Lobby. Liquid Frisket. It's graphics. Grafix. It could be the age, Debbie. I mean, I don't know how long I've had that. Oh, that is what I use. I love it. Yeah, I like it. And it could be that it's old because it was pretty thick. But it's all right. Let me write. And I'll use the same. It's a beautiful day to start. Where's the center? Rubber cement works. Yeah, rubber cement would be fine. Let's see, that's the widest part. There's about the center. Now the B paper takes eraser just fine. That Dina Wakley's does not. Oops, didn't want it to be like that. All right, that's good. Okay. I like the square one better, but this was actually fun with the Crayolas because the Crayola paints, there is nothing even remotely chalky about them. So don't be afraid to use them. None of these colors that I used were straight out of the container. I mixed them. So if you want to just play with color mixing, and you don't want to waste your expensive paints, that is a great way to start. And I don't know how much the Crayola set is, but I can't imagine that it's very much. If it's more than a couple bucks, I'd be shocked. So there you go. I'm going to look at them side by side. Hard to tell the difference, isn't it? And these are like the cheapest paints you can buy. These are maybe not the most expensive, but they're right up there. So don't be afraid to use the Crayola crayons at all. Have anybody had much buffer here at my house? I have not had any buffering, and I've been watching on a second computer. I've not had buffering once. So it's not my internet. Yeah, because I was going to say I've not had one instance of buffering. And that's why I started watching on a second computer. Because one, I wanted to kind of keep track of the lag, and two, the buffering. And I'm the whole time I've been on, which is I'm at 3 hours now, I've not had one instance of buffering. So so anyway, that was a fun experiment, you guys. And looking at the final product on camera, like up in here, I'm going to add some more dark. But really, it's hard to tell. So yeah, you just had two very sharp buffering, just little blips. Jean, do you test your speed on your internet? Now, that's one thing I've done more consistently since I got my new Bolt internet. I have checked their speed because I'm paying more, but not very much. But they absolutely guaranteed a certain speed. So I periodically just go on when you'd think that there would be a lot of traffic and check my speeds. And it has consistently met or beat what they promised me. So I can't bitch at them, right? So I would start testing my, last time it was fine, but not in a while. See, and I think we get lazy and forget, but if I was not getting the speeds that they had promised me, I was going to really jump in their crap because you guys know what that was like for me. It was a pain in the butt. Anyway, but they have consistently exceeded what they promised. So I can't bitch about that. So, because it could be your own internet speed, you know, hard to say. You bug the phone company. Well, yeah, if they're going to promise you something, um, you might as well get it. I mean, that's what you're paying for, because the service I had before now, there were different levels of service that you could buy. Well, if you're paying for the highest speed and you're not getting it, then you shouldn't be paying for it. Give me a bonus, you know, or a refund, something. Thank you, Kimberly. This was a fun thing to do today. I enjoyed it. And Eileen would have hated it, so, but my house is still real nice and tidy. Well, relatively. Won't take me long to clean it up. I didn't have to go dig around in the bedroom once. Yay. Which means it stays tidy for another day. Yeah. So go out and buy yourself some Crayola crayon watercolors, because ain't nothing wrong with those bad boys. Download is 62.66 and upload. Nope, that is definitely not your issue, Jean. You should be getting really acceptable results. And who knows? I mean, just because we're all at the same stream does not mean that we're all on the same server at YouTube. So they could be having server issues. Thanks, Kathy. Are you going to stream tomorrow, Kathy? I was thinking about running into town for a short while, but if you're going to stream, I'll plan around that. You think it has to be Chrome? It could be YouTube, though, Jean. Because this morning at Dee Dee's, some of us were buffering and some of us were not. So that tells me, okay, cool, Kathy, that it more than likely is a YouTube problem, not an individual problem. There you go, Debbie. If you want to give watercolors a try, you don't have to go out and spend $1,000 freaking dollars like I did. Exactly up here, there must be bad server. Yeah, see, I mean, that there's so many places that it could be hung up. But I think when more than one person is having it, you have to boil it down to a YouTube problem. Friday night at your house, I did, Colleen, I did have buffering at yours, but I was a little uneasy because we were having people from out of town here. So our internet, when there's city people here, definitely get a workout. Okay, Debbie just said praying is a really great student grade watercolor. I like the praying watercolors too, Debbie. Or not the watercolors, I'm sorry, the colored pencils. The praying colored pencils were fine. And if you were using citrusol or odorless mineral spirits with them, they were awesome. So I'm about ready to head out. Debbie Epps will be on in about 10 minutes, and she's going to be making some of the plastic bags. So if somebody wants to put Debbie's link in, that would be awesome. Or click next to Debbie's name, and you can go direct to her channel and subscribe. And be sure and hit notifications. So yeah, okay, Debbie's ready right now, so let's head over to Debbie's, and I'll be able to stay there for a few minutes. So thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the subs. Love you guys. Go have some fun now. See you later. Bye.